we did it. Now it's going.
Ahoy, hoy!
Oh,
And welcome to Players in Book. We're definitely here now.
yes,
Yes,
we
I
are.
see
And the
us.
code
Oh,
worked, so we're good.
cool
Hey,
beans.
huzzah!
Welcome to Players in Book. I'm gonna throw it straight to Katie to introduce herself.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. I am your friendly neighborhood goblin. And tonight I will be playing the Triton College of Eloquence bard, Dominique, who isn't actually Dominique. And it's probably gonna come up, so it's relevant knowledge for tonight. We would like to give a quick shout out to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which is a very fun idle play game that happens to include characters that were played by members of this cast. So you can find that on your phone. I believe it's online, all sorts of fun stuff.
It's
And,
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You name the platform,
Always
it exists.
and everywhere. The code tonight will give you a free Electrum chest, which is full of loots and goodies. And the code is... Oh, wait. Sin. Because it's kind of like sim, so we're going to pronounce it sin. Or sign, whichever one you prefer. Wacky Rang. So, go to the movies with your henchmen. And then make sure you call them first. And shout out to our mods. Billith, Strike, Red Kite, y'all are awesome. We love you. Big mod love. And I will throw it over to Lauren.
I'm Lauren Urban. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com, which is mostly Blue Sky. Just go to Blue Sky now. That's where I am. I'm going to be at PAX Unplugged this coming weekend. I'm going to be posting about all the things that I'm doing at PAX Unplugged later on Blue Sky. So you can go find out there. I'm not going to take up any time now talking about it, partially because I don't want to take up that time, mostly because I will admit I just don't remember it all. So go to my Blue Sky. You can see it. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Fairlos Lout, who's ready to just whack something over the head with her hammer. I don't know what yet, but I have a sinking suspicion I know for whom.
Give me just a moment, by the way, and I will give y'all the Blue Sky codes. I just remembered I needed everybody's Blue Sky ID. I just remembered I needed to update them in Moobot, so.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can do a search for it. I trust you. You are you at home. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hi Dave. How you doing? I trust that you can do a search on Blue Sky for Lauren Urban.
Sure.
Some random dude at home right now going,
Yeah, you.
Hello. I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs, including Blue Sky, as Dreamwisp. At some point, I will stream again on Twitter. On Twitch as Dreamwisp Jen. Good morning, Jen. Welcome to Players in Book. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Players in Book.
We're doing good. We're doing good, y'all.
What are we doing? We're playing Players in Book. Yeah, so you can find me on Blue Sky as Dreamwisp, Twitch as Dreamwisp Jen. Today, I am playing your friendly neighborhood tsunami druid, Rivulet, who is going to question what a hammer is, what the actual physics of hitting someone over the head with a hammer is, and why. Always why.
Always why.
Always why.
Hi, it's my turn. I'm Latia. You can find me at latiajaquise.com and also on Blue Sky at the same thing because they let you have your domain name as an account handle, which is really cool. I'm also going to be at PAX. And I'll be sharing stuff about that on Blue Sky as well because that's what I'll be doing. But today I will be playing
You call it skywriting?
Yeah, it's called skywriting.
That is so much better than Skeets. Why can't we call
Oh, God,
Hey!
yes.
Hey, can we call it that? Yes, please.
Somewhat related. I saw somebody say that it is like we call them posts unless you complain about it, then they're called skeets because when you don't like that we call them skeets, it's funnier when we call them skeets.
It's true.
That's very true.
I'm used to being tormented, so that tracks.
But today I will be playing everybody's plucky young sidekick, Essequaven, right? the dragonborn blade singing wizard. Am I the plucky sidekick of the
You
group?
ain't nobody's sidekick.
Yeah,
We are all equal players on this
We
boat.
are.
there
We
is
are,
a lot of
but
main character energy in this group.
there is, but somebody's got to have some plucky sidekick energy, and I feel like that might be Snonky.
Snonky.
It's Snonky. I'm not the plucky sidekick. That's Snonky. That's
Snonky
Yeah. I
says,
will
"No,
reach through this
Essequa, you
computer
are a
screen.
main character."
I just wanted to say something that wasn't friendly neighborhood, so I went with plucky sidekick. Tune in next time whenever we play to figure out what I'll say next. I'm done. Sim, say words.
I'm Jeremiah Sumerian. You might know me from the SCP Wiki or my YouTube channel where I talk about the SCP Wiki. And I'm the DM of this game. Let's go over our credits really quickly. For cartography by Shay and Peku, cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi, maps by Luke Stratton, maps by Full Paper, music by Tabletop Audio, character tokens by Greek46, custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens, overlays by Brian Podell of Exploding Dice, and a custom world map by Frecklesketches. Katie already did it, but there's no reason not to do it again. Thank you to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite. And this is episode 16 of Player and Book's first campaign, Secondhand Souls. Previously on Player's Book, Taken Aback. How would I say mine eyes be blessed made? By looking on thee in the living day, when in dead night thy fair and perfect shade through heavy sleep on sightless eyes doth stay. All days are nights to see till I see thee, and nights bright days when dreams do show thee me. Sonnet 43, The Bard.
Can I just say, of all of the awesome things that happen in this game every single week, and all of the awesome things that y'all do, one of my favorite consistent moments is when Sim is giving the recap and starts with a quote and watching Jen very slowly break out into a joyful grin
Yeah.
every time.
I get to hear Shakespeare. It makes me happy.
And even when it's not Shakespeare, it always
It's true.
You're always
It's
like, just watching
Literature.
that. Yeah, so good.
the lit nerd never dies.
Thank you for letting me interrupt you and your awesome
Absolutely.
recap.
The souls begin interrogating Charles for details on his exploits in the Feywild. He's resistant at first and finally lets it slip that he and Elizabeth were pirates for a while. Still got that cough. Between Elizabeth and Charles, the souls learn about the unnamed Captain Sharptooth, and a bit about how Elizabeth and Charles's relationship didn't work out. After this, the souls begin to sail through a storm towards the Isle of Dreams. Once they're almost there, the souls spot what's left of a dwarven battle fleet in the process of being sunk by something unseen beneath the waves. The souls wait and eventually end up on the island, sending the rest of the crew and their ship away for safety. The souls collect some mithril on the beach and use Speak with Dead to question a dwarven corpse they find on the beach. They learn the dwarves were here to protect their access to dream advertising, and that they seem to have been taken off guard by whatever killed them. The souls then hear gunshots from further inland, and quickly cut through the forest to the outskirts of the island's temple. They spot Osman Roche, a noble of some renown, and the trickster warns the souls about how she might get taken hostage if she reveals herself. Then she reveals herself, and Osman bows to her instead. While Osman and the souls try to clear up some confusion, a flump reveals itself on the roof of the temple and opens fire on Osman's forces. It is 11:06 on Rast Day, the 20th of Dreams. The sun is still up and will be for quite some time, and Flump Force 5 is down to its last member. So if we're going to replay the last moments of this thing, after there was a message sent to you, Katie, from Osman. You were currently discussing things quietly in a whispered message between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
And this flump appears on the roof of the temple behind Osman and starts opening fire with a revolver and says, hey, you sideways assholes, I fought off the dwarves, I'll fight off you.
Is there something you wish to tell us about the flop?
To be fair, immediately Osman and his crew start to make for the woods to, get cover.
Very well.
Oh, there we are. I was about to put myself on the map twice.
Princess, get in the woods. Get in the woods.
Of course. You all can handle this, I assume?
Maybe.
I'm speaking to the party.
Do we want to handle this? I don't necessarily want to shoot this
Go in
guy.
the woods.
No, I don't want to shoot. I want to talk. I might be able to talk this one down if
I'm going in the woods.
you go in the woods. And
I will point to Furlos and cast message where my homies can't, the guys can't see me, and just say, Princess, what the fuck is he talking about? I'll meet up with you. And I hit the woods.
Fair enough.
Literally, like Essequa is also like a like sotto voce. Did we know a princess? What?
So
Yeah.
Dominic, are you saying that you're kind of going into the woods with Osmond while the rest of your party kind of handles whatever's in front of them?
Yes, but I'm going to stay just within sight. I want to keep in sight of the rest.
Gotcha. All right. So it's whatever the flump was trying to do, he does duck back down behind a bit of a steeple on the roof, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I will go ahead. There's a moment in where Fairlos kind of stands there watching, and I think those of you who know her know she is processing, and then makes a decision and steps forward and goes, I'm here on behalf of the God in the heart. Are you the keeper of this temple?
No!
Well, then why are you threatening anyone who's coming to this temple?
There's some bad folk in these woods.
And at the moment, you're the one threatening us, so how am I to know you are not bad folk?
You make an excellent point.
I would prefer to come in and talk if you are amenable to that. This is, after all, a temple to my god.
Do I have your word?
My word on what?
Won't, attack me when you come up here?
If you do not attack me, then I have no reason to attack you. But if you attack me, then I will smash you into the pavement.
And we can't really be held responsible for Fairlos's actions after that.
But I do promise if you are not aggressive towards us, there is no reason for me to be aggressive towards you.
We come in peace.
All right, but could you keep your hands away from your weapons and approach slowly?
No, I cannot, as Fairlos literally has the hammer over her shoulder. But I will promise you it will not be swung unless it needs to be.
I will sheath my rapier and put my spell book in its holster and verify that Fairlos has nowhere to put her hammer.
No, she can put it down like head first onto the ground if she needs both hands for something, but otherwise she just always has it like slung over her shoulder or, using it, in some way. So no, she does not have a back holster. This is not one of those games.
It's always
All
in
right.
hand.
Fair enough. I'll meet you inside.
Sounds good. I'm gonna look at Rivulet and Essequa and go, shall we go inside and meet the flump?
At that, I'm going to turn to the guys and say, I need to stick with them and make sure they don't fuck everything up. I'll be back.
Gotcha. Make sure. Remember what you said. No witnesses.
Of course. And I turn around and walk to the rest of the group.
To be fair, that came off of not Roche. That was Monet.
Okay.
Roche is going to say, are you sure you want to do this?
I'm positive.
All right, ma'am. We'll wait in the submarine for another 10 minutes, then we got to go.
You'll wait until I tell you it's time to go. And I'll turn around and walk out of the woods.
I've looked at Rivulet and Esquire to see if they're coming.
Yeah,
And then
I'm
Dominique,
walking up with you.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Absolutely.
once I've confirmed that and we start walking, and then I see Dominique come out of the woods, I will then regard Dominique and go, are you also joining us? Or did you want to go off with your new friends?
No, they're going to wait for me. Let's go. And once we've gotten ahead and we're out of earshot, I have no clue what the fuck is going on. Why did they are calling me princess?
Yeah, you were very much certain that you were going to be like absconded with if we ran into these people.
Absolutely. I don't know. Something is going on. We'll figure it out.
There's
They're
several
waiting in the
somethings going on.
submarine. I told them to wait till I get back.
They have a submarine?
Apparently, yes.
Well, now we know who attacked the dwarves.
And they said something about I told them no survivors, so we need to keep that in mind.
You told them no survivor. Well, you
I-
told them no survivors. So, I mean, I guess if you said it, you could change your mind at will. So,
I could, but I would rather not raise suspicions and just ask the flump not to make an appearance.
that's fair. Okay.
Dominique
this is-
and Furlos, as you're approaching the door of the temple, you, with your passive perceptions, you are able to ascertain. It looks like a fight happened here, but months ago. It looks like it was fairly well maintained up until that point, and it hasn't really been taken care of all that much since then.
I just, real quick, as an aside, Lauren, the two of us being singled out for perception is just like old times.
I know, right? I mean, I am wearing the shirt, so.
If there's anything you
should've
guys would
worn
like
mine.
to look at or inspect before you go inside,
Yes.
Not anything in specific, but Fairlos definitely is trying to figure out, because I think I looked at those wrapped bodies when we first got here,
Yeah.
and those were relatively new. Obviously old enough to have been cared for and prepared for burial, but not months. And so the fact that this place looks like it's been left to the elements for months, I think she's looking for more obvious details about what might have happened.
fair enough. Make an active perception check.
Sure. 15.
Not going to get much more information than what you currently know.
I'm also focused on where this flump is going to appear, because while I made a promise to not attack unless attacked, the flump did not.
If there's an entry from the roof, you can't see it from your vantage point.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Did I end up bringing out my owl last time to
You-
look
no.
around?
No.
You were gonna, and then I told you that it was
That it
miles
wasn't
away and
gonna
it wouldn't
be-
be worth it, and then you didn't do it. Because
Okay.
I thought you had, and then you said you didn't.
Okay, right. That won't help us here. Okay. Looking around, based on the information that Dr. Whitaker had told us and that we had gathered from the various conversations we've had, I think we're on alert for a number of different things. Is there anything that I'm noticing that aligns with the things that we're looking for here?
Not on the outside.
Okay. How about the books that the flump was carrying?
He
What
was really
books?
far away. Now you can. Now
Okay.
you did get to see up close the books that the other people were carrying.
Okay, I can start there
Osmond
then.
and his soldiers passed right by you. Let's do this sort of retroactively perception check.
Okay.
Can I also make it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anybody who wants to actually can make that perception check.
22.
Rivulet's gonna. Okay.
I will pass.
You did notice It didn't really strike you as important at the time because we've already moved on from that point. But now that you're thinking about it, beyond the basic sort of just books that sort of unidentifiable, there were two. Yeah, there were two massive tomes bound in. They look very ornately bound with latch on the front of it. 22. Yeah, it's not going to get you any more information than
I
it
can
looked like.
throw a guidance on there if it's going
If you
to
can
be
get that up to a
worthwhile.
25, there'd be a special
Let's
piece of
see.
information for it.
Give it a
I'll
try.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
Believe in you.
I get it exactly to a 25.
25.
Nice.
So you go into your mind palace sort of deal to remember, to go back and remember what this looked like, and you're like,
My
okay,
mind.
it's like, and the book that you was closest to you that you saw was a book that said on its cover, and you didn't read it at the time. Again, this is you remember going back and literally mind palacing this shit. It said "The Steel in Letters."
STEEL or STEAL?
STEEL.
That's a good question.
Steel in letters. Okay.
Do you say that out loud?
Sure.
Yeah. Do you do?
Yes, I will share that with my group.
I'll just look at Essequa. Isn't that?
I mean, obviously. But yeah, that's supposed to be me.
Mm-hmm.
If all of this funky information that we've been discovering is true. I mean, I pull out my my spell book. It's on the back of my spell book. Did they copy my
Well-
spell book?
Or did your spellbook copy an existing tome?
Was that the entire title of the tome, or was
That
it part of
That's what you
the-
saw. It was being carried in a way that covered some of the rest of the front of the book, but the very top, the title was right here.
But
and
like,
you can see
it,
says
you
The
can
Steel
tell
in
in
Letters.
scale. Like,
Yeah,
if it's Essequas has a lot of writing. That
It might have had more writing underneath it. It's possible. It's like a subtitle,
Okay.
sort of, like a title and then colon more. Maybe it's
Okay.
again.
okay.
That's
I think
very interesting. I
mean,
wonder if
s-
any of the other books corresponded.
That's
with
what
our
I was gonna say.
titles. How many did they have?
Oh, they were carrying tons of books away, but only two that looked big and ornate, like that one did.
And we couldn't see the other one?
No, that one was being. So those were being both individually being carried by Sauté and Monet.
Could I have gotten a
Sorry.
better look at them when we
Sorry.
ran into the woods?
At this point, that point in time is sort of past. We
Okay.
were sort of just retroactively like,
Right, right. I just figured since we were
yeah.
doing that, I'd ask. Okay, that's fine.
This is all kind of an under our breath walk and talk as we approach
Yeah.
the building. Oh, well, they're gonna be there hopefully when we get out. Let's deal with the flump first,
Hmm.
and then we'll go back, see what we can do.
I think it's a good idea.
while we're walking, or I guess perhaps possibly during the stand, the standoff, that's the word. I was like, stand in? No, we're not standing in anywhere. The standoff, the brief standoff between us and Osmond's group, I would like to have cast, or can I cast Detect Magic, just to have that up while we're in the
Sure.
in the temple.
All right, let's move you to the inside of the temple. The Temple of Dreams. It's seen better days.
Oh,
The Temple of Dreams is having a nightmare.
oh God.
Ugh! Are those unicorns are pattern on the rug, right?
Yes.
Pegasi.
Good Lord.
And we're entering from the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
A lot of
Oh,
the words that
yikes.
just came out of my mouth actually come out of Essequa's mouth.
Yeah.
Roscoe is sitting on the top of this bookshelf right here.
Oh, hey.
We did not get his name yet, correct?
I don't believe so. Yeah, that's correct. The
Yeah.
flump is
Oh,
sitting on top
yes,
of
yes.
the
I just wanted
bookcase.
to make sure.
I totally thought he like appeared and gave a big.
No, yeah, he just called everybody sideways assholes and then
Yeah.
threatened some people.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's sitting on top of the bookshelf over here. His gun is not put away, but it's not pointing in your direction.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
Fair.
My hammer's not put away.
It's an
and
improvement.
Yeah. I feel like that's fair.
So, what's your deal?
Well, my deal is very simple. I came here because I had heard this was a temple to the god in the heart. That is my god. And it's a weird thing in general if you know anything about that deity. And I came looking for information. What's your deal?
Are you not with the Hivern Union?
No, we are students from the academy.
Thought I
Absolutely not
recognized
with
your
them.
accent. You're from South Hivern, right?
Well, that's where I grew up, yes. But
Alright.
but but you should not be making assumptions about factions I am associated with without asking first, because it is perilous times and those assumptions could get you in trouble.
Fair enough.
I am listening to this whole conversation, but I'm just kind of meandering around this entryway, trying to get a sense of what happened here and how long ago.
Yeah, and I
I-
guess I'll step forward to address this flump, but also to like let my friends idly look around.
I
So,
would like to make an insight check because he just got at least raided and looted by Brescians. Is he eyeing me sideways or anything?
he absolutely is. In fact, you a couple times now, I've been wanting to have him say something to be like, "What's your whole deal?" But yeah, if you want an insight instead, he absolutely wants to know what your deal is.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll or is it that obvious?
Oh, it's obvious.
Okay. Do you happen to know what the fellows who were just in here were after? I am not with them, just for the record. I'm with these folks.
Sure seemed like you were with them.
Well, they think I am, but I have very vague ideas who they are.
Right. Well, I came out here about 4 or 5 months ago with my team. He's still eyeballing you kind of suspiciously this entire time. And from a flump and a suspicious eyeballing, it's like one of his tentacles
Yeah.
goes up a little bit.
I'm getting the stink eye from one particular.
Yeah. And at the time, this was a Brescian controlled location. And then the dwarves came through, took it over. And it looks like your people came back through again and took it back over from the dwarves.
Interesting.
Why
Do
were
you
you
happen
and
to
your
know if the Brescians were ever utilizing the power here that the dwarves were using to reach people's dreams?
I don't know much about the dreaming. We came here to keep an eye on it because we'd heard some talk.
I see. My name is Dominique.
I'm Essequa.
Dominique Jameau?
Yes.
Fair enough. You were part of my briefing.
Really?
Yes.
What did they say about me?
Rebellious, daughter of the Jameaus, going to school. And you said you were... Turns over to you,
Me?
Essequa.
Essequa.
Essequa. Known associate of Dominique Jameau.
Well, yes, we are all students together at the academy, like I said.
Yes.
Why
All
were
right.
why were you given a briefing on me?
Well, I was given a briefing on all the Brescian nobles of importance that weren't still in Brescia.
That makes sense.
So that would make you Furlos. And I don't know your name.
Ribs over, wandering and looking at books.
All right.
It's weird that he knows so much about us.
It's weird that he doesn't know your name.
Yeah, assuming that he
Aw.
knows Essequa and I because we're
Mhm.
known associates of Dominique Jameau, why wouldn't he know your name?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Well, I've been asking you quite a few. I think that's only fair.
Real quick,
What's
can
your-
I insight him just to be sure he's not playing us, that he doesn't know Rivulet's name?
Yeah, you can insight.
Well, I've got two questions actually. One, what's your name, since you seem to know us?
Name's Roscoe.
Lovely to meet you. Second, and this is just like a curiosity of mine that you seem to know so much about us, but not necessarily who our fourth companion is.
He is at the a 19 lets you know that not only is he being sincere about that, he's also a little confused that he doesn't know her name.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't know. Hold on. And he's got a bunch of books. He sets them down on the bookcase, and then reaches in under his tentacles and pulls out like a little notepad and starts flipping through it. Town of Associates, Carlos Lout, Essequa Havenwright, Charles Moriarty, and then it's just, is it scratched out? So odd.
You all have done your homework.
Yeah, I guess not good enough.
You mentioned that you'd been here for the last couple of months, keeping an eye on things, but as far as we know, the dwarves have only started doing their thing with the dreams more recently. You said the Brescians were here, so what were you keeping an eye on to begin with?
We do actually know that the dwarves have been coming here for months.
Months.
Yeah, but he said he came here and there were Brescians. And
Okay.
then the dwarves came, and then it was Brescians again. So that's why I'm asking about it.
Okay,
And quick
cool.
No, you're right about
clarification, You
that.
said there is a name, but it's scratched out.
It's scratched out.
But
Yeah.
it seemed like that's what he was saying when he was looking at his note.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, I don't know the best way to put this. You know, sometimes there are disturbances in the dreams that are unassociated with actual physical manifestations. We started noticing some disturbances about 5 months ago. I guess there were a couple dwarves that had come here before they came in force and started messing with some stuff. So we decided to come out here and see what we could see. And he pulls out a little badge, actually. I'm a duly appointed agent, international spy, and a few other things for the Hivern Union.
It's a bit odd to introduce yourself as a spy, isn't it?
It's a bit odd to have a badge that says you're a spy, but I am not a spy. I would not know.
And from where you're standing, Furlos, your passive perception is enough to be able to kind of read the words, and it does say special agent, spy, and duly appointed international. Yeah.
That's endearing.
Roscoe Bond has just appeared.
Does that badge look
Double O
handmade?
flump.
Yeah.
Double
Essequa,
O flump.
you don't even need to make a check. Yes, he made it himself.
Yes.
I love him.
I was gonna
Oh
ask.
my gosh.
I was gonna ask a similar question of, since I am from there, have I ever encountered anyone from this organization? Do I know about it the same way like Americans know about the CIA, but might not necessarily
The
have?
Hivern Union, yeah, the Hivern Union has the Special Investigations Unit, which
Alright.
is that's their deal. They're basically the CIA of the Hivern Union.
Okay.
He literally like made himself a hall monitor pass.
I love him.
I love him.
Sam,
he
just
wants
so
to
you're
be
aware,
cool
while they're
so
talking
badly.
to him, I'm going to wander deeper into the
Okay.
temple.
Okay. There are no threats, but just you guys let me know if anyone actually approaches that book in the back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I guess while we are meandering, and conversations are being had, does anything, I guess, at least halfway through the temple ping magically for me? Is
I'm
that
saying
like
no.
okay? Because right about now, I guess if he's letting us wander, that's probably about where I'd be.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, he's not going to try and stop you. What's going on here?
Well, and I'm gonna, as you all kind of go off to wander, I'll continue to chat with him both because I've got questions and also to just keep him engaged so that you have time to wander.
Nice.
And so I'll approach a bit more and say, so you were here when the Brescians were here. You were here when the dwarves came. And then just recently, you said you were part of a team. Where is the rest of your team?
Our team got whittled down little by little over the last few months. I'm the last survivor.
My condolences.
Yeah, they died doing what they loved, shooting people.
I can appreciate that. And I kind
As
of just
actually snorts from wherever she is.
Fearless is being 100% serious, and she'll adjust her hammer on her shoulder and go, I can appreciate that. And then actually, she'll take it off her shoulder and put it down, head down, so that she can lean on it in a more casual way and say, were you accidentally caught in the fighting, or did you decide to take a side?
We didn't think it was right what had happened to the original Brescians. I don't even know if they really were Brescians. They didn't have government support. And then the dwarves came in and they were brutal and killed everybody. But then after that, the dwarves brought in their own sciencey civilian type people that seemed like they were that bad of people. And then the Brescians came in and murdered all of them. And I just had to try and just sort of deal with it, I guess.
So I have a suspicion that first group were not all, at least all Brescians, but were people who were actually here minding this temple, which is the reason that I'm here. Is there anything beyond the whole being able to control dreams and infiltrate dreams, which is not necessarily something I'm interested in. I'm mostly looking for information about this place because, like I said, if you know anything about the God in the Heart, the fact that this place even exists is a weird thing.
Right, because you would think that this would be a temple to the god in the dream since it's about dreams, but
Well, and it's all weird, which is
I don't judge people for their religious beliefs. You know, freedom is what freedom is.
agreed. But as I said, that's why I'm here, is to get some answers and investigate. Beyond them playing around with people's dreams, I notice you've got books. I notice the folks outside grab books. Were people just grabbing knowledge and running, or was there specific things you all looking for?
No, there were 5 books in the back of the temple. 4 of them were removed by various different parties. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see which ones were which, but they seem to be the sort of the focus of their attention.
As you all get there, I have made it to the steps of that back area.
That's fair.
If that procs your knowledge reveal about the book in the back, which is what I'm trying to get at.
So yeah, you're in distance for your detect magic. It is extremely magical, but the school of magic is the undefined school of magic we talked about before.
Of course.
I think as soon as that pings, if anybody is able to see Essequa, she is immediately making a beeline for that book.
I am
Fair.
just behind you, so I'm gonna hold back, noticing your excitement, but stay within
It's
casting distance for a healing spell.
That's fair. It's not even excitement. It's that now that Essequa is now that now that Essequa knows about this ninth school of unknown magic, it feels different. And it's almost like you've watched somebody has lit a lantern and you're watching a moth go, oh hey, there's light, I'm gonna go to that. It's not even, it
Got it.
might even be like she's aware that she's moving to it, but the force and speed at which this pings on her radar is like, oh, I gotta go now.
Is it almost like a compulsion?
Not quite, because I don't think the book is compelling. You know what? If it's a
More
compulsion,
of
it's
like a self-compulsion, not like she's
Oh,
being
yeah.
controlled.
As you
Absolutely.
get nearer to the book, you see that it looks like somebody has tried mightily to remove it from its pedestal and completely failed. The pedestal has claw marks, dig marks, gouges. It looks like somebody was desperately trying to lift this up off the pedals, up off the pedestal and failed.
Before we get too deeply into that book, can I
for it.
ask about the other books on the shelves, since
Yes.
that's what I've been exploring, and specifically,
This-
I've been looking for things related to the Darkness Dreaming and to Nicholas Gabriel, all the things that we are here to look for, which may not be shiny, sparkly, big, fancy
That's true.
books with fancy clasps. They're likely, a lot of them, things
the kind of thing
people
that will
pass
take you a
over.
long time to catalog the books that are remaining here, but it looks like somebody has categorically gone through these shelves and removed certain tomes.
And
So-
go ahead.
From the books that, I mean, the shelves that you've currently been able to scour through, none of the really important ones that you would think that you would need for the information you're looking for seem to be present.
And I'm just going to mention, Fairlos is not like yelling or anything, but this is a fairly large
Yes.
cathedral-esque place with a very high ceiling. So I think she's very intentionally made sure that she's talking in a way in where everybody in this room can hear this conversation that's going on. And that's also one of the reasons that she's kind of moved where she has been, so that way, even with like all of you on the other side, you've all been in giant
Yeah.
cathedrals before, and
Yeah.
where one whispered, you could just hear it on the other side of the room. She's making sure you all are aware of what.
She's playing
what
the
we're-
echo.
And do
Oh,
you
yeah.
mind if we move further in? I don't. He looks at the door, which is shut, and just goes, "I don't know. Those people might come back, and I'd like to be in a more defensible location, if that's all right."
That's fine with me, especially since my associates have already gone inside. Although, at some point, at least a couple of us are going to need to go back out and talk to them for reasons that I'm not even sure I understand myself. But yes, and then I'll let him go first and follow him.
I'm gonna-
Oh, well, I mean, where he's going to go is up these stairs and around, and then over here to overlook what's going on. There is no way down from where he's at.
Okay, I'll join him up there.
That's fair enough.
I'm gonna
It's
creep
nice.
into Essequa and look at the book. Is there anything written on it?
Yeah, it says the patient storm.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nice.
And now I'm in a place where I'm not easily going to be able to get at that.
I'm
And,
gonna shoot a message
Roscoe is
up
okay.
to Furlos and whisper, "You should come down here and look at this book. I will keep him distracted."
Well,
I'll
in this moment, Roscoe is
Hmm.
floating over the banister as a flump and down over to this area.
Oh, okay.
Roscoe, I have a question for you.
All right.
And I will
I-
wander and sit so that he has to turn away from the plinth.
I'll just say real quick, when you messaged me, my my reply back is half, I think he's coming down to talk to you anyway. Also, I wasn't really distracting him as just trying to get him get answers. I don't think you need to be worried about him. And then, yeah, I'll trot my ass back around. And
He is okay. So Dominique, I know you roll really, really well deception. You're gonna need to roll a, let's call it a 25, in order to successfully distract this guy from trying to keep you all in his eye line.
Okay.
While he's down here.
Give me what? Deception, you said?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard for you actually, but let's give it a try. Okay.
20. Actually,
So he's gonna move over here so he can keep you all in his eye line while he's
Hang on.
talking.
no, I can't give it to myself. Never mind.
I think so. What I am doing, kind of peripherally aware that something is going on behind me, and that I can hear Fairlos's armor, so I know she's on her way down here. I would like to roll something. I'm thinking Arcana or Investigation to see if there is an easier way to remove this book, because I can very obviously tell that whoever came in here to get books definitely wanted this one and was not able to leave with it.
You
yeah.
want to see if there's an easy way? Not that you can see.
Okay.
review it
It's
as
just a book. I mean, you haven't personally tried to pick it up yourself yet, as but
Well, that's fair. I would like to try and pick it up.
it doesn't move.
and it's stuck closed, right?
It is currently closed, and there's some blood on it. Looks like somebody might have died on top of this thing at some point.
That's gruesome. As I walk past where Rivulet is looking through the stacks, I'm not going to say anything, but Riv, I'm going to very clearly kind of make eye contact with you just so that you are aware we're all going this way, just so that
Okay.
I've given you a heads up. And
I'll start
Most-
heading along as well.
Okay.
yeah, mostly so that you have you know what's going on, so you have the option. It's less about like you should come and more like, hey, if you want to come, we're all over here.
Okay.
As
I'll start moving your way.
Wait,
Um,
Sim,
okay,
that roll was actually a 25
okay.
because it didn't add my silver tongue to it.
Are you?
Oh, damn.
I have a plus 10, and I rolled a
4,
yeah. So it should have been a 10.
which it is, and becomes a 20.
Oh, it did add it. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
You're all right. Furloughs, as you begin to approach this book, if anyone zooms in on that tome on the map, they'll see that it has a glow to it that wasn't actually
does.
there until now that Furloughs begins to approach.
Did I notice the glow start?
You
Or-
absolutely would notice, yes.
Okay.
And if you hadn't, I absolutely would have pointed it out.
Yeah, so I think as soon as the glow starts, Fearless just stops and looks at Essequa and cocks a head, like not saying anything, but very clearly like, "What the hell?"
It's got some familiar words for you on it. Maybe I can't pick it up. And it looks like many people have tried to pick it up.
Can you open it?
Is this accurate to what the book
Yes.
looks like? It doesn't have a buckle. Can I try to unbuckle the buckle?
You can certainly try.
I would love to certainly try.
Roll an Arcana check. The DC
Alright.
is
My bard Fu is
25.
telling me from stories that Furlos is the one who's going to have to interact with the book.
Right?
I think Fearless knows that as well, but is being like weirdly cautious, especially considering some of the other books that we know about.
My +8 to narrative skill.
18's not going to get you there.
That's
when you-
fine.
when you touch it, it actually shocks you slightly.
Ow.
You're going to take 1d4 lightning damage. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 1d4 thunder damage.
Does it make
What?
a thunder sound?
It makes a small thundering noise.
Boom.
I think that's so Fairless had stopped and is kind of watching this, and at that noise, she's then going to quickly walk on up and
Fair enough.
join by your side. You okay?
Yeah, it was you know, thunder damage never feels there's no proper way to describe thunder damage. I guess it feels like I've been hit by one of those they exist in this world because I've said so. It's the cannon that just pulls air that you pull it back and it just fires air at you.
Mhm.
It's one of those things. It feels like being hit by one of those.
I've got the hammer back across my shoulder, and when you say that, I give it a little bit of a heft and I go, "Oh, I think I know what you're talking about."
As you
Uh,
get up to the area you are currently at, the book opens on its own for you.
Oh, this is not creepy at all. Oh.
Whoa.
Ooh. Oh, geesh, I'm in a book. Take a look. It's Reading Rainbow.
Well, we can go anywhere.
Okay, so it just automatically and opens
Yeah,
up. Does it open to a
opens up.
specific page or just the
This
first?
page here,
But I mean, is that the first page or is it?
it is not the
like...
first page. This is somewhere in the middle of the book, it looks like.
Katie, can you zoom out so that everybody can see the whole
Oh,
of the book?
yes,
This
sorry.
is gorgeous.
Give me one moment.
Is super gorgeous.
Illuminated manuscript.
I am.
Yeah. Nothing like
It's so pretty.
it's very very
Man.
pretty. It's also very very creepy. So many eyes.
On the left-hand side at the bottom, there is writing that says, "I never touch, but shake the ground, and patiently follow light around. My voice is strong and clear and deep. When I am come, you will not sleep."
Fairless is going to sigh and go, "Well, Essequa, I think the answer to this riddle just zapped you.
Yeah.
Uh, what's on the bottom left before I start doing anything?"
Oh, that's the bottom left.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
the bottom left.
The top left text, if you're curious what that also says, is a small section of what looks like it maybe comes from a bigger document, like it's a zoomed in circle on top of some bigger piece of paper, describing an event that occurred when you were 15 years old from a narrative perspective.
Like that happened to Fairless.
It would be like if somebody was writing your story in a book. This is like a little tiny thing about something that happened to you when you were 15 years old, and you and your brother got in trouble in your hometown for I think it was you were in a spot in the town that you weren't supposed to be, that everybody said was dangerous, but you guys didn't care. You wanted to go check it out anyway.
That sounds like me. It definitely sounds like my brother. I still haven't touched it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make quick eye contact with everybody, and I'll rattle off the riddle to them, and then
Thunder.
also say, well, there's some more writing on here as if somebody's been spying on me since I was young. How much of this is?
Did
What are
Furlough
the-
seem to clock
What are the
what I said?
constellations?
Lauren, did Furlough's clock what Dominique said?
No, I'm sorry. What? So
Thunder.
Riv is asking about the constellations. What'd you ask? Oh yeah. I got that. I'm very
okay.
intentionally not saying it out loud just yet, just until we're
That's
ready.
a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So constellations. These are not constellations that you recognize from your sky, but they would certainly, as players, be constellations you would recognize from the night sky. I believe that's at the top. Libra? No, the scales. That is
It's-
Capricorn. That is Pisces. I see Cancer.
That
and
the jug is Virgo.
yeah, there we go.
Amazing. And I don't know any of these, but
Actually, question, because this is an interesting conundrum. Essequa did
Me.
a lot of navigation classes.
Yes.
Does she recognize these? because
is that
we
something
all
you'd
have
like to-
knowledge that we didn't have a week ago. So
That's something you'd
does
like to
she
make a check for, Essequin?
retroactively
Sure.
know this?
Okay. Make a history check.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
There's literally an astronomy class too, so you know.
Mm-hmm. 17.
No.
Yeah,
And
so
to
like
the level of this isn't a level of like, this might be in the sky and I don't recognize it.
This
This
these
is
don't exist in this plane of
that's the
Right.
existence.
I was
Yeah.
just curious because of the whole Hamlet thing.
no, that's
Have we
fair.
seen these anywhere else? These particular
Were they in
constellations,
the
or have we
sky in our
heard
dream?
stories of them? Have we heard like lore, like the way that we hear lore about our stars? Are there any stories that like the way mythology tells stories about things we might not
right.
know anymore?
I'm gonna say I don't want you to be making a check for I think the answer is absolutely not.
Were they
Okay.
in the sky in the dream we shared?
See, that's the thing I was wondering if somebody was going to ask about. I'd like all of you who were in the shared dream, so that'd be every single person
It's
here.
everybody, yeah.
This would have been the one with the dwarven advertisement specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the other one we couldn't see the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us were there
woman
because we
didn't have
saw the play
advertisement.
as the thing.
Let's make a Arcana check.
That's appropriate.
No.
I doubt this is gonna go well.
Ooh, no.
No, you don't remember.
I'm not we are not meant to remember.
Mm-mm.
Got a 17.
I know. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you were talking about it, and you still rolled higher than everyone. Well, I mean, obviously, the Essequa rolled the same 17, but you rolled the
No, I rolled
highest
a
number.
7. Just a
Yeah, I
7.
rolled
what-
7.
I just rolled really high.
What did
with my
Rivulite get? I
+1.
didn't see.
Yeah.
I 13.
Oh yeah.
I'm not an Arcana
You
person.
know, it's appropriate, Furlos, that you rolled the highest on this, but it is your book after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But
Yeah.
do I get the answer to that? Do I remember seeing any of those in the sky in that dream?
From a 17, you get a vague sense that it might have been there. You'd have to
Mm.
look again. It wasn't something that you were paying too close of attention to at the time.
Okay. First off, Sim, this is awesome and I love it. And I'm so happy about all this. And the reason I am saying that ahead of time is because what Fairlos is about to say is, remember how I told you that one of the frustrating things about being talking to the God in the heart is they don't want to tell you how to do anything or what to do or where to go. They want you to have free will, but they keep telling you things and giving you information that very clearly is going to guide me to go do a thing. Just for
continuity's sake, so Sim knows, I have been talking to
Okay.
Roscoe this whole time, trying to keep him distracted.
Cool.
Okay.
Furlos, go ahead.
So yeah, she says all that and then she's going to look over at the book. And then the first thing she's going to do is actually just reach out and put her hand on the book, not say anything.
Fair enough. You feel a warmth and sort of sense of belonging that you haven't had in a while. It feels like home.
I love how that feels. It's an unpleasant sensation for Fairlos.
And once again, this is why I wanted to preface with Lauren is like, this is super cool because Fairlos is going to have slightly different reactions. Yeah, I think she feels that, but then it is that weird, uncomfortable, like I'm being led by the nose and I don't know if I like this. And she's going to go, all right, well, if you need me to say it out loud, I'll just say thunder out loud. And I look to see if anything happens.
That seems to happen.
All right, I'm going to. You said this is a page of the book that's like somewhere in the middle of the book. It's just
Yep.
I'm gonna try to move the pages, not close the book, but move all the pages to go to the first page.
Yeah. The first page looks exactly the same as this.
That's great.
I
if
do a quick flip.
Yeah.
Do they
they're all identical to this page.
Now, do the pages, because I'm still standing up here with Fairlos. Do
Mhm.
these pages look like, does it actually look like these symbols and images are coming up off of the page?
Yes,
Like,
by the way, that is to be clear. Once you turn the page and it settles back down, it looks like there's 3D to the stuff that's coming off the page. Yes, and I will
Okay.
also say, Furlos, as you're touching it, of course, you do feel like not like it's drawing energy from your hand, but like it wants to.
Hey, Essequa,
yeah, what's up?
I need you to step back for a second.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I just don't want to accidentally get you in this.
Okay, but I'm gonna be like, you know how you're always behind us? I'm gonna be that for you right now because um this is fascinating, but also be careful.
I appreciate that. And yeah, just like 5 feet back, I should be able to
Yeah.
aim this appropriately.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna pick up the hammer,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna get it wielding. I'm just going to pick it up with the head still on the bottom, hold it in front of me, and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave as I drop the hammer so that it smacks into the ground and goes poof, so that it only hits essentially the book. It's a 15-foot cube in front of me.
Absolutely. And the book not only absorbs it with taking no damage whatsoever, but the energy that normally would go out at an angle at other stuff is also brought into the book.
Okay.
And
Whoa.
Holy
Oh.
sh I
the
knew it.
doors
Holy
Yeah.
shonky.
I
the
know
doors
something.
the doors on the right open.
Oh, I hate that figure.
Oh, I'm fascinated. I love it.
Get ourselves a biblical angel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but wait a second. God in the heart. What kind of angel is this? No, it's okay. All right, so it opens up and I see that tableau
Yes, you do.
with scales and everything.
Yeah.
Want this
Is
book in real
And
life.
it is, I'll
I
be
know, me
clear,
too.
it is 3-dimensional. Like
that was
you
gonna be
can
my next question.
see, like it goes in.
What does the
There's-
label up top say?
The label up top says, give me 1 second to remember. I got this written
And
down.
what is it written in also?
Is Banitsis.
There we go. It says heart holding hidden hope. And it is
Heart
written.
holding hidden hope.
Yes.
That's one of us, isn't it?
No.
Or-
That's
No, isn't that one of our,
no.
Uh,
it's the last line of one of our
it's
things.
it's
Oh,
of
I see what
mine.
you're
It's the
saying.
patient storm, the thunderous glorious horn, heart holding hidden hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It says heart holding hidden hope, and the language it is in is Old Kasari.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
And then my question about the 3D
Yeah.
of it, the biblically accurate angel as we're calling it now. Does anything look animated? Are the eyes blinking? Am I getting the sense that I'm looking through an actual portal?
Yes and no. It looks like if it is, it's in it's still. It's like a single frame of something, but it also looks like if you wanted to, you could stick a finger through the hole and it would go.
Yeah.
Mist style is what we're doing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Riven. We're gonna have to find some pages.
I'm
Yeah.
here for it. Let's do this shit.
Yeah. I was never very good at those puzzles. I'll give this book credit. It gave me a riddle that I could answer, so it knows me very well. I think at this point, Dominique has been chatting up the flump. I'm going to turn and because Rivula, you're pretty close by.
Yeah, I'm
think-
not too far away.
Okay. Hey, Dominique, can I interrupt your discussion for a second? I think you're gonna want to see and hear this, and
Oh,
also
of
I'm
course.
about to do something I might regret.
Absolutely. I don't need like a specific conversation. with him.
Sure.
I was basically just going to be asking about like what he knows about things that have been going on in Brescia, and why he was. Is there a particular reason that the Union has been tracking nobles that aren't currently in the city?
Well, we'd heard that there was a possibility for a revolt, and I don't know. I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but the Hibernian Union tends to support democracy across the world,
Mm-hmm.
and your state isn't exactly democratic. So
This is true, but my family is not exactly in great standing at the moment. I'm sure
yes,
you've heard.
yes. We've been. I really can't talk too much about what we've been doing in that regards, but
I understand. I just want to make sure that you're aware of where the Gemins stand on this matter.
So yeah, sure. We didn't have. Do you mind for a second if I take a sketch of you? Because we didn't have Dominique Jameau's portrait for our records.
I mean,
And this is the moment. You're like, Dominique, can I?
hold that thought,
Of course, of course.
and I will bounce over there.
And I will give you the moment to like catch up on what we've been doing
Mhm.
and what I've seen, and then go. How much y'all want to bet that as soon as I touch this page, I'm going somewhere?
Can
I
make
would
a-
I'm
say
looking
it's
at it. I see
highly likely.
swords and scales, and it looks like the bottom of the columns might turn. I mean, it's
Is that blood
My
on
puzzle
the
brain
stairs?
wants to
There's a
make
red
this
mark
thing.
on them.
yeah, there is. Or is that on the book? Or is it both?
Well, the way it falls, it looks like it's on the stair itself.
Oh
Because
yeah,
it
it's in. There's
curves.
more than one actually.
Yeah,
If you look,
yeah.
look
yeah, it's
closely,
all
there's-
it's smudged all throughout.
So maybe the book was open at one point before the fighting.
I'm thinking that, well, no, because it wouldn't have been able to be opened to this page.
Well, we don't know a lot about this book and what it was doing before I got here. And on top of that, it is very possible that what we're looking at on those stairs was not put there by anyone on the outside of the book.
There are also two birds in the sky, one dark, one white.
But
Above.
But what I'm concerned about is the portal right there. And I'm just going to take my finger and put it right on the glowing doorway in the middle of that page.
As she's
Excellent.
reaching for it, I want to grab onto
Oh!
her.
Whoa! Here we
Well,
go.
that is-
I warned you I was going to do something
Here
ridiculous.
we go.
That blood is on the stairs.
lightning, very loud lightning crackles out from the portal and engulfs all four of you.
of course, though, it was never gonna just get. Sorry, I think the last thing that Roscoe hears is me going, "Sorry, Roscoe, we'll be back. Maybe I promise."
And then you are gone.
Didn't take
we
Roscoe with us? Oh,
Just us four.
Go ahead
All
and
right.
move. Oh, let's make sure I got this other map
I
set up
just,
properly.
I'm just kind of amused. There was, quick side note, back in the day, one of the LARPs I played, if somebody was rifted out, like portaled basically, grabbed and pulled through a portal, if you were touching them, you got rifted out with them. And I just realized that my instinct kicked in to grab onto the person that was gonna rift.
yeah. Both Lauren and Fairlos did not know whether it was going to grab all of us or just me or
Yeah.
whatever, but definitely wanted all of you to know what she was planning just in case. So
You
that's
find
Uh-oh.
yourselves
Uh-oh.
in a dark mirror of the place you just were.
Oh, I see.
Without the rugs.
No rugs, no bookshelves,
Yeah.
just stone, some sort of petrified tentacles coming up from the ground that are breaking up the stone, and red eyes in the darkness.
What? Oh God.
Yeah, that's why I
and
was
a
big.
plot in the sky.
reacting the way I
And
did.
now we
Yeah.
are going to go on break.
No,
Okay.
of course we are.
Damn it, Sumerian!
I mean, it's a good place.
It's a real good place.
It's a really good place. But
It
Also,
really
if we're
is.
about to fight the demon in the book, I guess, we should rest.
Let's give ourselves exactly 50, well, close to 15 minutes and say 25 after we'll come back.
Okay.
35
That
after.
that would be 35.
35 after. Yeah, that would be silly the other way around. Yeah, 35 after.
Okie dokie. We will be right back.
Ahoy hoy and welcome back. I'm gonna go into the credits for the maps and stuff real quick. Cartography by Shane Peku, cartography by Shane Peku Sci-Fi, maps by Luke Stratton, maps by Eightfold Paper, music by Tabletop Audio, character tokens by Greek 46, custom tokens by Shane Peku Tokens, overlays by Brian Podell of Exploding Dice, and a custom world map by Freckles Sketches. And I believe some people in chat were asking specifically about the maps that were being used tonight. I am 98% sure they are Shane Peku fantasy maps. So if you wanted to use them, you just need to go over there and check out their Patreon. That said,
Speaking
also
of
thank you.
Patreon, like you can help support our ability to support other artists by subscribing. You can use an
Yeah.
Amazon Prime subscription if you don't have dollars. And another way you can help us out is just let people know about the show. And obviously we're going on break for a couple of weeks, but we're going to be replaying older episodes, so it's a great chance to get on board.
What excited you so much there?
Or horrified.
No,
one of the
I
two.
I switched to go back to Roll20, and I was hovering over the sources tab I'm sorry, D&D Beyond. I was hovering over the sources tab, and I just noticed that they added an update of the Illrigger from
right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
NCDM,
Oh, yeah.
and that makes me super happy because that is one of the most badass third-party classes I have ever seen.
Fours.
I helped on that. I have a
Oh.
special thanks on that.
Oh shit! I didn't
Not on this edition. When it first
When it
came
first
out,
came out.
they sent it to me, and I got very excited. Yeah,
That is
it was really cool.
amazing.
Special thank you to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite.
Yay!
And let's get into it. So,
Wait,
you-
actually, there is one thing we need to do,
Alright.
because someone cashed in a channel points reward for on-screen celebration. So can we have just a moment of everybody celebrating? 3, 2,
Yay!
1. Woo!
Yes!
Okay, now we can go.
that was a little too hyper masculine. I'm sorry.
No, it was awesome.
Celebrate
I-
how you want to celebrate.
I totally, for whatever reason, went Leonardo DiCaprio holding up the champagne with the fireworks,
Nice.
despite the fact that I am neither in a tux, nor am I Leonardo DiCaprio, nor
But you
do I
break
have
Gatsby.
fireworks.
And who was it that redeemed those points for that?
Buzz
You know?
Lightyear.
Buzz.
Thank you, Buzz.
Thank you,
Buzz. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
All right.
Meanwhile,
So,
back in
You
the book,
you touch the book, and all four of you, in the blink of an eye, were transported away to some sort of dark reflection of where you previously were. In front of you is a deep black void with two glowing red eyes staring at you, a field of stars behind this void, and as I mentioned, sort of a dark reflection of the temple. There are stone, maybe petrified tentacles that look like they're breaking up some of the stone floor. There's weird writing that's barely legible, if at all legible, on the ground. And
I have
Furloughs,
comprehend languages active.
Furloughs, your finger is currently in some sort of goo.
goo, like, and
See that
where is the
thing-
goo?
Do you see on the map where there is a little place like where the book was in the other version of this map?
Yes.
Yeah, your finger is exactly where you left it, but now
It's in
Some-
goo.
it's in goo.
Fairlose obviously is unhappy about all of this, but she stays still for the moment and kind of takes stock of everything. Well, if this was a trap, this is a very, very specific one, and I both feel, I guess, honored as well as a little creeped out.
I am, I would like to basically, since I've got comprehend languages, try to
Right.
read the writings and sketch them, sketch the runes and stuff so that we have a
That's
record
fair.
of that. And
My
look for
eyes
anything on
are-
this table.
My eyes are on the thing watching us. I would just
Mhm.
like to make sure that it continues to watch us and nothing else.
That's good.
Rune wise,
Does the void thing resemble the same shape as the dragon thing?
you could very easily make that inference. Yes.
I was thinking it, but of course Rip has to be the one to say it out loud. But I did absolutely recognize the kind of parallel
I
happening
did
here.
not, and I am horrified.
The okay, so on the ground, the only runes that are complete enough for you to be able to make out the entire thing is the red one right on the next level below you,
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, you can take a little screenshot of it. It doesn't translate into any languages that you currently understand, even with comprehend languages up.
Ooh. Okay.
This is the bigger rune or the
The
small
red
rune?
one, yeah.
The big red one. Looks like it might have
Okay.
been written in something red.
Yeah, because all of the square things are basically like floor patterns. I'm pretty sure they were on the floor of the actual temple.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm finally going to remove my finger from the goo, and I'd like
Right.
to examine the goo on my finger.
Um, okay. So it's covering your index finger at first, and then it kind of goes into your fingernail and disappears.
Could I tell
bad.
before it did the creepy thing?
Yeah.
I think Fairlos was looking at like, was this blood? Was this what was this? Could I tell what it was before it decided that it was my new friend?
To not to put too fine a point on it,
Say,
the
I'm
closest
gonna be-
thing you could use to describe, like you would use to describe it, is probably mucus.
Hmm.
Sumerian, there is a locket on the altar.
Yes,
Can I swipe that?
you can.
I swipe
Make
that. Oh no.
a no. You know what? No check. We'll just let you have it.
Okay.
Has
Put
the
put
Go ahead.
put locket question mark in your inventory and make
I
sure
will-
you keep track of where it is.
I will do that. Thank you.
Has the void thing been watching us in the sense of can I see its eyes following us as we do literally everything but address it?
It doesn't follow you, Esqua. It doesn't seem to be following Dominique. It doesn't seem to be following Rivulet.
I was about to say, Fairlos hasn't moved for a couple
Moved
of
at all,
reasons, except to remove the finger, and would have started looking up at the eyes.
They are looking directly at you.
I'll wait until I get a sense that everybody is done with their examinations, but then I will, when that happens, I will address the void.
What kind of skull
Um,
is this?
It's the top of a human, or it's the top of a humanoid skull.
And what is the black organ thing on here?
That is the remnants of some sort of horn.
Some sort of what?
Horn.
Horn.
Like
I'd
a
like to take
tiefling
the horn
horn.
and the skull too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mark down skull question mark and horn question mark as well. And again, keep track of where they are if
Okay.
you give them away or put them away
Yes.
or something like that.
Riff, is there something you wanted to do before I start addressing
Yes.
the darkness?
A couple of things. Just one, is there anything here that is jumping out at me? Anything in particular that feels of significance that is
I mean, there are strong similarities to the dreaming state that you were in before, obviously.
right?
But in a much darker, corrupted version of that.
In terms of the stars around
Yes.
the void thing, those constellations, are there familiar constellations here?
Make a Arcana check.
Okay.
Actually, no. Make it an investigation. because you were literally looking for a thing.
That would be a natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
So
It
it's a
kind of makes
26.
sense. It makes sense you would nail this.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are none of the constellations that you saw in the book are in this star field. However, obviously there is a presence here looking at Furloughs. With a natural 20 plus a 6, a natural 20 would get you automatic success anyway. There is someone else, and they're looking at you.
Mm.
That was a really nice point for the music to go completely quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody's on point with story beats today. Even the music.
Even
was
the
on point.
music.
Yep.
So
And it's somewhere, like you can't see them, but you know they're out there looking at you.
do I have any sense of who it is? I mean, it's just the feeling of being watched. I mean, that's...
Next to you, a person is standing who wasn't there moments before.
That's such a good name.
Black hair, a plague mask, blue shirt, black jacket. Ah, so you can see me.
Bring up his tank.
Yes, who are, yes, I can see you. Who are you?
You don't know me.
But that's why I'm asking who you are.
I suppose you must have died again.
What?
These constant introductions are tiring.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We are not meant to understand in the nightmare.
The nightmare?
My domain. This place. He reaches up a hand, snaps a finger. What?
Nice.
Oh.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! Whoever that is in this universe.
Cthulhu, our Lord and Savior, is here.
And
Yeah, Cthulhu for Danny.
the dark entity that's been staring at you, Furloughs, this entire time
He is
comes
hot.
into
Just realized who it
sharp
is.
sharp. It becomes much more clear, much more defined, and suddenly you see that it's something reaching through. Hard to explain. A portal, a wall, a tear in space.
And this whole time, like, I've been listening to the conversation, but I've kept, like, locked eyes on it.
Everyone make a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
If I
What?
fail this, I'm gonna be so
Ow.
pissed.
The DC is, we're gonna call it 18.
oh,
Oh, I'm not gonna hit that with a 6.
no.
I mean, I am staring into the eyes
I
of
am.
Cthulhu, so.
I refuse to get a 9. I am using my fucking inspiration.
Fair.
think I have any way of
I'm sorry, what was the DC?
18.
I got a 19.
I didn't get it. Do we have inspirations floating around?
I feel like
Have we
all of
gotten
you
any
probably
recently?
should have it.
Yeah. I think we
Okay.
get it when
I'm
we
gonna
level,
go ahead.
don't we? Didn't we get one
Burn it then?
That's okay. I'll fail.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
had one marked, so.
I didn't have one marked.
There we go.
I'm gonna
Okay.
let the roll stand.
And
Rivulet and Katie, you feel energy. I mean, literally on the map, you can kind of see the kind of. It's a vibrating energy that suffuses through your being, and it feels like it wants to knock you down almost. Like it's almost impossible to resist this, but the force of your own personality is enough to push it back. Essequa and Furlos, on the other hand, you feel a presence that is so overwhelmingly powerful that it's impossible for you not to be drawn to it in an attention sort of way. And you are currently under the frightened condition. And you are frightened of Cthulhu there.
I think you watch as all the hair on Fairlo stands straight out, and she's gonna yell out at this thing, but you can very clearly tell she is. It's a little bit of bravado, hiding a lot of fear. That's all? You're just gonna posture? You're not even gonna talk?
I don't think
Dominique
lizards
walks up to
sweat,
stand
but
next to
Essequa
Furlos.
is sweating.
And from behind, you hear from the man that appeared next to Rivulet. Apologies. He doesn't speak. He just commands.
He just emanates, is what like Essequa said. It just emanates, and he's emanating. He's emanating.
Can we hear it? Or is it only Rivulet that can hear the guy?
No, you can all hear the guy. He's materialized next to Rivulet now that
Okay.
she spotted him.
Fearless,
Yeah?
you're in the realm of your own making. This is a realm tied to your soul. There is nothing you cannot do here. Just remember that. Bardic inspiration.
Thank you. I would like to think my soul is nicer than this.
It is. This does not belong. This is not of our reality.
Could we hear it when it was talking about the nightmare?
It speaks.
Okay.
It was speaking aloud.
Cool.
Reality itself is a little loud for you right now, but you can still hear people talking.
Yeah, there's a permanent like throbbing in my ears.
I'm not really gonna take my eyes off this thing, even now, but I'll turn my head just enough so it's clear that I'm addressing Riv's new friend and say, well, what is it? Or who? Or does it have a name?
The source of your nightmares. The dreams that you don't want to have. It
Well,
has always been there, and you are only now getting to see it.
What does it want?
Simply for you to sleep and dream it into existence. And he nods over in Rivulet's direction.
I've had plenty of nightmares. I do not need some external force deciding that it wants to be them.
I want to just kind of. I'm standing right up next to Furlos. I just want to kind of reach down and sort of subtly take her arm and try to lift her to her feet.
She hasn't fallen down.
Oh, I thought they
got,
fell into a
I got
kneel.
past it. You and I passed. And
Right. I
Yeah,
thought Furlos and Essequa fell to kneeling or something. Fell to their
No,
No,
we
we're
were-
just frightened.
Oh,
we
okay,
were
never mind.
we were mentally bowled over.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you would.
I still am going to place a hand on her just as like a steadying, reassuring, letting her know that physically that we are with her.
Her fur
Both.
is so it's like coarse. She's so both angry and frightened. She's like angry at herself for being frightened in this moment, and it can't help but be both. And so she's not going to stop you or anything, but it's almost like they're prickly.
Another
go ahead.
wave of energy comes out of this thing.
Do I feel or see that coming?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna react.
Okay.
Do I have a chance to react before whatever it's about to
Yeah, go
do
ahead. What are you
hits
about to
us?
do? Yeah. What you
I'm
doing?
gonna continue to make bad decisions is what I'm gonna do.
Love it.
Fairlos she had placed her hammer down to cast the thunder wave, and she'd been holding on to it when she touched it, so it's like still in front of
Mhm.
her. She's going to pick it up, and despite the fact that it is heavy and big and cumbersome, she wields it like it weighs nothing and points it at this thing and goes, "No, not again. I'm gonna call lightning down on it.
Whoa.
I need
Nice.
it to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Yeah.
It's going to automatically fail a dexterity saving throw as a stationary being.
I love it.
Nice.
What's the thing that lets me do? Okay, I am then
Wait,
also.
does it get a? Oh, never mind. Never mind.
I can use one of my channel divinities to deal maximum damage instead of rolling for lightning or thunder.
Yeah.
So instead of rolling, what was that, 3d10,
Yeah.
it's gonna just take 30 lightning damage as I literally summon a storm cloud, and it's supposed to be over it, but I think distances are weird, and so it's almost as though it has poured out of my hammer, and then lightning strikes it, and I'm concentrating on that at the moment.
Well, your lightning strike, I think that's what, 30 damage? Is it 3d10?
Yep, 30 lightning.
So you do 30 lightning damage to this entity that is emerging from this hole in reality. And it doesn't physically, or I shouldn't say, it doesn't audibly make any noise when you do this. It just, but even though that's true, you hear a psychic scream in your head, all of you do.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of just goes, "Ah!" And then
Good, gonna throw a little bit of that fear back at you.
Rawr.
retreats back through its hole.
I can still see the
And
I can still see the eyes though.
You can still see the eyes, and you and Esco are no longer afraid.
I turn to the plague mask person and I say, you know, the thing about nightmares, they can very easily turn back into dreams.
That is the kind of nonsense I've come to expect from the dreamer.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Anyone can change their dreams.
And he leans forward and bows slightly to you, Dominique. I'm Tolliver of the Nightmare.
I finally turn away from the eyes. The storm cloud's still there because call lightning is a 10-minute concentration.
Yeah.
I turn and point the hammer at this guy. I haven't called the lightning yet, but I'm very clearly moments away unless there's a reason I don't.
He just bows and introduces himself.
Tolliver, you said that this thing wants us to dream of it to bring it forth?
think it wants
Yes.
Riv.
I was trying to be delicate. So
I don't know what that means.
I'll tell you later. It will give you an existential crisis.
Oh boy.
I-
So it wants Rivulet to dream of it.
Rivulets. Right. That's your name now.
What was it before?
The dreamer has gone by many names.
Is she somehow tied to God in the dream?
The dreamer is beyond gods, beyond all things. I think the last name I knew you by was Augustine? The saint of the cult of the dream?
Whoa, that's a big title.
Do I remember from any of our research into this temple that name? Because the book that we got a hold of that led us down this path was written by somebody who claimed to be a dreamer, but not necessarily the first and or only.
That was Nicholas
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there other stuff that mentioned
There were
names
there were
of
other
dreamers?
people after Nicholas who claimed to be the dreamer after he died.
Is there any from being a bard, are there any stories or anything like that about Augustine, saint of the
Rivulet, how old's your character?
Riv is. I gotta look. Sorry.
460?
She's 20. She's 27.
27 years ago, the last official dreamer died. His name was Saint Augustine.
Interesting.
What's this book?
Ah, yes, you, the patient storm.
I'm not very patient right now.
Yes, you never really were.
Lightning crackle, crackle, crackle.
Are you going to answer the question? Or do I need to zap you too?
Or someone will drop house on you too.
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of would like you to shock me too.
I'm calling down lightning.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's zero hesitation there.
No, he needs to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Gotcha. He's got a +8. That's okay. 18 plus 8 is
16?
26.
Oh, 18 plus 6, yeah, 26.
Okay, he saves, so he's only going to take half of...
Yeah.
So 6 lightning.
Fair. Well, 12 lightning, right? Oh no, I see. Okay.
It's halved. I can only do the maximum damage once.
Yeah.
That's my channel divinity, and I only got one of them right now.
Yeah, he does not flinch.
Oh,
All right.
This is a terrible idea.
I've already done several, so you might as well.
Personally terrible.
I'm sorry. Anytime someone presents me with an or else, I always pick or else.
Detect
Well, now that you've
thoughts?
picked... Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be your
Yeah.
bad
What are
idea.
you doing?
Detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts. Okay.
I
I believe you can get surface thoughts without a DC, without a
Correct.
saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. What happens when you cast detect thoughts on the embodiment of nightmares?
Oh God.
That was a worse thought than I thought.
I mean, after the devil, come on.
I didn't think that's true.
Okay. Dominique, make a. I feel like a wisdom saving throw is appropriate here.
It would be your own.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fears,
Make a
right?
wisdom saving throw really quick.
Oh, that's not. I wish I hadn't
Okay.
used that.
You see in front of you Dominique, your friend from the ship, who died and whose place you took, laying on a beach somewhere alone, dying of thirst. Not from injuries suffered during the shipwreck. She survived. She was living on an island, and she died there. And it's your fault.
Dominique is going to just kind of turn around so nobody can see her face. Um, and use every ounce of uh, her ability to deceive and conceal.
Conceal, don't feel, don't let them
Yeah.
know. Now they know.
And just feel the
Sure.
absolute anguish and pain, but not let it show.
And
Uh,
another thought passes. You do. I'm not going to make you do a deception check for that. You're pretty good at those. And let's just. But another thought passes through your head as you're trying to suppress your emotional reaction visibly. And that's that no one came to look for her because no one knew that she had died. She had gone missing.
Mm-hmm. That's her guilt. It's actually perfect because that's what I was thinking. Her
Mm.
horror and regret and guilt is over the realization I didn't even check. I just took it for granted. I never actually checked.
since I don't think there's any way I could tell, but I will ask since I am standing right next to you
Mm-hmm.
when this happens,
Mhm.
with you turning around, can I tell that you are bottling up grief?
I think that's insight versus deception, really.
Yeah.
If someone wants to see,
I'm gonna give it a try, mostly because I'm right there. I did roll really
That's
well. So
pretty good.
25. I mean,
oh yeah, that's successful.
Oh,
It is successful.
are you okay with me doing this?
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I think I'm still hammer out. There's still lightning everywhere. But you put your hand on my shoulder,
Mhm.
and I imagine when you turned, you took it off.
Yeah.
And so something is making me, something's happened with you. And I can't tell what, and I don't want to take my eyes off of this thing, but now I've put my hand on your shoulder.
I feel like when Dominique pulled her hand off your arm, it was very sudden.
Mm.
And you were right next to her, so you kind of felt that first moment of shock and the emotional impact. You talked earlier about how you were bristling. It's sort of a, a bristling energy, an emotional energy, as she turns away. And it's just for that split second before she covers it up. So you have that briefest glimpse that something has struck her and shaken her to her core.
So yeah, I put my hand on your shoulder, still glaring at this creature, and go,
And fine.
well, are you gonna answer my question now, or shall we continue this dance?
Oh, would have been so much easier if you hadn't have done the or. Go ahead.
Did I get any surface thoughts off him?
That's the surface thought you got.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. I like that.
I'm gonna take like a half a second. Is this him playing with me, or do I get the sense that really, as long as I give him an either or, he's gonna take the or? Like, is this kind of that weird
Actually,
fey?
let's give let's give you a 25. You had a 25 insight on Katie. Let's carry that forward to this check as well. It seems very much that he enjoys the fact that you think you're in control.
Which is funny because Fairless does not think she's in control.
Yeah. or at least trying to take control with the do this or I'll do this sort of deal.
Okay. So this isn't if I offer him an either or, he is compelled, or it's just his nature to take the or. It's also he's
This is just him being a kind of a dick.
Yeah. Well, then let me not give you an or. What is this book?
It's one of the 5 books, the important books. Every major figure for the end of the world's going to have one.
Okay, now I have a question. What's the 5th book?
Mine.
What's your book called?
That would be telling.
Yeah, that's the whole point, but you're not going to tell, so.
You know, it would be very interesting if you are such a powerful creature. Being unwilling to tell.
I'm not a creature. I'm just a man.
Well, it gives the impression that
Of
you are
constant
frightened
sorrow.
of us finding out. Are you frightened?
Does the nightmare have nightmares?
I was born frightened, little Triton.
So then...
Little green.
Aren't you clever?
Well, if the 5th book is yours,
looking
what are
at
you
him-
doing in mine?
Well, as it turns out, there was an agreement. You stay on, he points at you, Rivulet. You stay on your side of the plate, and I stay on my side of the plate. But less than a week ago, some of your people used those books in ways they shouldn't. We get an advertisement for a candy shop.
So,
That's how they did it.
yeah, they took
So
one of
now-
our books.
I'm here to tell you that can't happen again, little dreamer.
We had nothing to do with that.
How were
You had
they able to
everything to
remove
do
the
with
other
that.
books?
No,
and
we
not
had
this
nothing
one?
to do with that.
Sorry. How were they able to remove the other books but not this one?
The patient storm is a stubborn.
Hang on, Katie.
stubborn
Give me a second to dig into this with him
yeah,
because
yeah,
I
no,
haven't
I'm
really
sorry.
had a
I
chance
thought with the pause you were done. Go ahead.
No, I was waiting on his response.
Sorry.
Yeah, just be clear, this guy tends to pause a lot, so sometimes you guys might think he's coming to a natural end and he might actually have more to say.
Okay, got it.
He's a little bit of a slower talker than that's
Got
just
it.
his,
Okay,
just
sorry.
his thing. But repeat your question there, Rivulet, so we can get...
I said we had nothing to do with it.
Right.
And he said we had everything to
He
do
just
with it.
couldn't
I
look
said
over
we
to
had
you.
nothing to do with it.
Well, if that's what you want to tell yourself, believe what you want.
Then tell us, what did we do?
You're the dreamer. It's your responsibility to keep your people on your side in check, and you haven't been doing a very good job.
Do you have an instruction manual for me?
I believe your instruction manual is missing, along with yours and yours.
So you're going to blame people for not doing the things that you expect them to do without any information about how to do the things that you expect them to do, for violating a treaty that we have no information about.
I really wish you would stop dying.
You didn't answer her question.
It gets in the way of so much. Yes, I hold you responsible for the deals made by you, even if you don't remember them. But you don't remember. So, Let me help you remember what you need to know. You control the dream. I control the nightmare. That is the way of things. These friends of yours, spirits, souls, meant to assist you as necessary. They have their own destinies. When their destinies are complete and your destiny is complete, the cycle begins anew. But you insist on living a normal life with a normal lifespan. I long ago preserved my life for eternity. Do the same thing. We will stop having to have these conversations every generation.
So because I don't make the same decisions as you, that means my way is wrong.
Yes, I like the sound of that.
I bet you do.
Regardless, I've intruded on this particular dream simply to allow you to have a warning that you should recover your books and control your side of the plate and control your dream. There are, and he points over at the void, things, troubling, terrible things that I'm hearing from the other side. Cryopod malfunctions, energy, power cuts. It all sounds very, very scary. But
Who's giving you this information?
came to me in a dream.
Or a nightmare?
That's how most information reaches my ears these days.
How is that thing involved in all this?
I couldn't tell you. He is. He's interesting. I didn't know he would be here. But then I saw him. I thought, it'd be fun to unmask him for a little while. It was fun.
You trust the information you get from dreams. Dreams often come from one's own framing of the world.
No,
You should trust information.
not
In
for you and me.
fact,
Not for you and me. Our dreams are the world. But that's a lesson you're going to have to learn when you find your own book, I suppose. You, over there. The patient storm. The stubborn storm.
Just go ahead and keep flattering me. I'm still not happy with you.
Would you like to electrocute me again?
Or what?
Or nothing. Simply wanted to give you an opportunity.
Well, you were saying something. I assume you weren't just gonna flatter me for no reason.
Your book's been corrupted. Look around.
I don't need to look around. I think I'm looking right at what's corrupting it.
Oh, I have nothing to do with this.
You
That. And he
you
points at
said-
the void again.
You said you had your own book. And so you're not supposed to be here. That's feels like
true.
corruption.
That's true. I'm not
a
supposed to.
violation of the truce.
It is. Exactly. A violation for a violation.
Wait,
And you're lucky
how
this
are
is
you
what I
here?
chose.
I'm looking at him. I really want to examine everything I see about his presentation, because if we are our own projections in this world, I want to know what he is projecting about himself.
He has a almost aristocratic air about him, the way he holds himself. The little bit of his skin that you can see right around the neck and the ears are pale, like dead skin, like a dead person. He's wearing gloves, black gloves, and that's the only skin you really can see. It's right here at his neck where the where his shirt comes up to and the mask starts, and then where his ears in the back are. I will say that mask on his face does from time to time have its own facial expressions. When he smiles, smirks, thereabouts. It's very subtle, but it does come through.
Someone's pulling a Rorschach.
How are you here? Are we able to travel into the books?
Yes, we can all travel at the books. Once you have one in your hands, you can use it to travel into the others if you know how, but I'm not going to tell you how.
Why not?
Because you already have that information. I don't feel like repeating myself.
Well, then you can't be upset if it takes us a while to remember how to do it.
Yeah, but it might be fun to watch.
I don't think that sounds like fun. I think it sounds annoying. And considering how annoyed you are that Riv doesn't remember your conversations, I think you're more annoyed than you think.
If you want us on an even plane, you should share the information.
What do you want to know?
All of it.
Ask a specific question.
How do we
Well,
get
let's
into
see. Oh, go ahead. How do we get
No.
into the other books?
That was gonna be my question, but you go
Yes.
ahead.
Once they're
No,
opened,
that's fine. Let's go with that.
once they're unlocked and opened and unlocked again, you can travel freely through the inside. Currently, only yours seems to be accessible. Stubborn Storm.
And where
I
is
think
yours?
some of your... Again, that would be telling.
I mean, you just said that you were willing to give us the even footing, so
That is
you know
fair.
where
I
this
did
book
say
is,
that.
and
And
you
I
know what this
lied.
book is.
Not a chess match if you're not playing an opponent who can actually challenge you.
You want to find my book? I'm not just going to tell you where it is.
Come on. What fun is it if you don't live a little? You're sitting here in your nightmare realm, all ensconced. There's nothing to keep you entertained, I would imagine.
Oh, this isn't mine. I've told you
No, I
before. This isn't
apologize. I
mine.
did not mean this. I mean your little...
You did say this was your nightmare realm,
Well, it's intruding and kind of points over.
your domain.
It is intruding, but to be fair, this is her book.
Right,
I'm
but
just...
live a little.
You want to
Well-
create a challenge?
I could give you a challenge.
That sounds interesting. Like what?
What sort of things interest you?
See, this is the thing. Don't go fishing. Just say something.
Oh, let's see. Give you a challenge worthy of a nightmare. All right. Who can you not get into the mind of? Who defies?
I believe there are a number of machine people who don't seem to dream or have nightmares.
Pick one.
You want someone specific?
Yes. Someone that is accessible.
Give me 1 second.
Isuka has been absorbing all of this information, by the way.
Essequa is the sponge.
How about your professor, Roland Gearsmith?
All right. What if you could give him one night of unrest? Would that be worth knowing where your book is? I think it would.
I wouldn't say so. Those don't seem like an equitable trade.
I think it would. This is
I
something you
think
could
you're
never
going
have.
down. I think you're going down a rabbit hole. This one piece of information. Where's your book at? You're never going to get that from me. I don't know what game you think you're playing or who you think I am,
I
but
think
that's
you're a
not.
coward if you're not willing to simply tell me where your book is, knowing that I probably cannot do anything with it, and yet I can give you the one thing you cannot have.
I like that. Yes, you're correct.
Some master of nightmare. You can't even manage your own fears of what I would do if I found your book.
Can I insight check him at this point?
Sure. What are you asking?
This in Esuka's mind, this is a little roundabout, but I want to know if he's intrigued by the prospect of that Dominique could potentially do the undoable in his eyes. If he's intrigued, intimidated, like what his kind of internal thought process is about what Dominique is doing. Insight for me is 3. No, not plus 34. 19.
With a 19, you are getting the impression that he is approaching this conversation as like an adult would approach a child.
Mhm.
Like maybe he doesn't even believe that Dominique can actually do the things she's saying, but it's entertaining to hear her talk about it at least.
If you're not concerned about what I could do, you would not be withholding that information.
No, I agree. You said I was a coward, and I said, yes, I agree.
Then, I think...
Esuka is at a crossroads. Because on the one hand, Esuka knows, I didn't mean to cut you off, Katie, I'm so sorry. Esuka is at a crossroads because on the one hand, Esuka has tangible proof that they have been able to change the thought process of a Warforged. She and Rivulet have been able to alter the internal processes of a Warforged. This is not impossible for them. But Esuka does not want to mess with a teacher.
Be like, hey, teacher, we have a thing.
Right? I don't know how Esuka could explain this academic pursuit. We believe that
That's why
Warforged.
Dominique could!
We believe that Warforged could be capable of nightmares if we just mess with your cores a little bit.
I would like
Oh,
to cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Gotcha.
To try and sense what kind of creature this is.
Fair enough. Are you so you're familiar with how when you do detect magic on certain dream things, it kind of appears as like a ninth school of magic?
Mhm.
This also appears, and so protection from evil and good gives you protection from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Correct.
This is still working, but it's not any of that listed things. It is
Okay.
something else.
Okay. One other question. Does his skin look like Dr. Whitaker's?
No.
Okay.
It's whiter than Whitaker is blue.
Is a changeling, and that's why I was curious.
Whitaker walks around with a blue face. I don't know if you've ever. I don't think you've ever seen his true face. So
Okay.
All right, Oliver. You admit you are concerned about what could happen if we found this book. So let me ask you this. What do you find fun?
so many things. Honestly, having people to talk to for once is nice. All the people in the nation that I founded are all controlled by me. So, yes.
All right then. Consider this. If it works, we can proceed. You like having conversation. What if I could provide that on a regular basis in exchange for knowledge where that book is? It doesn't mean I would be able to get it. I would still have to try.
Oh, fine. My book is at the center of the citadel of the City of Nightmares. Deal made.
There we go. That wasn't so hard, was it?
Remind me why we care.
That's what I'm saying.
No, not just about your book, any of the other books. You are very intent on us finding these other books. For what?
Whatever is causing the breaches, whatever is creating this warnings that even I don't quite understand. I think it's important that someone wake up and check on things.
Well, then you should go ahead and do that.
And without the books, all of them in one place, I don't think that's going to be possible for anyone.
Okay, so once again, why should I care?
You shouldn't. Let everyone die and burn.
You're
What
that
is-
convinced if we don't do this?
No, but
But you construct reality.
yes, but if there is something outside of this, and that is going terribly wrong, then perhaps the inside will also go terribly wrong. It's hard to tell for sure. But you're right. I don't think you should care about it. I think you should just let everyone die.
Why are those the only two options?
If you can come up with another one, you go right ahead.
Oh, like you said, it's only a problem if there's something outside of this reality.
Which is a big if.
It's a very big if.
I've led you on a little merry chase, but I am beginning to become bored of this. I've come here to warn you that you haven't kept your end of the deal, Rivulets.
What
very
is
much-
my end of the deal? I'd love this written out.
Control the
Information.
dream. Control the dreams. Continue being the dreamer. If you find the other books and you want to wake up, I am bound by the rules of the world to assist you in that regard. But you'll have to come to the nightmare lands.
My degree of control is only over my own self. Everyone
Exactly.
else.
It's all an if.
But you're asking me to control others. I won't do it.
Oh, well. In that case, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with nightmares then. It used to be much more fun with the nightmares.
Well, the fun thing about nightmares is they don't last.
That's fair. I like it. So you're dissolving the deal, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that the deal is
The deal
Was
is control your people, control the dreamers. If you can't keep the
but
dreamers
I
from
never
intruding on
agreed to
my
that.
That's fine. Then we will consider our previous agreement in abatement, and you have not agreed to the new one. Does that sound
I've
fair?
never seen this agreement. I don't know how I'm supposed to abide by a contract I've never seen.
That's
And who
absolutely
presided
fair.
over this negotiation?
You're absolutely correct, and I am absolutely there with you. I think
I'm-
you're correct.
I'm curious. You keep saying that what Riv needs to do is control her dreamers and there was something else. How?
First of all, let's see here. All right. Everyone make an insight check.
Whee!
Caw.
Boo.
Oh no.
Did we
That
say
would be a natural 20.
There we go.
Oh,
Then I'm not gonna.
God,
I'm not
it's so
gonna.
Okay.
perfect that you're hitting
Yeah.
these natty 20s on this.
Yep. Yep.
Rivulet, he is terrified of you.
Good.
Nice.
Everything about him is just putting on an air to try and seem like he's not afraid of you. He is terrified of you and what you may or may not be able to accomplish.
I will note that, and I'm not going to change my behavior because of it.
Gotcha.
So you keep saying that Riv needs to do these things. How is she supposed to do that?
No. We've moved on from that.
Well, I haven't.
That's unfortunate for you, I suppose.
Well, I guess it's unfortunate for you too, as here we are, and I'm patient and stubborn.
Stop. Well, you have fun. Do what you'd like. Learn more about the dreams or don't. I'll give you, for the sake of friendliness, one more question. Something specific, though. You need to learn something? What would you like to know? About your nature, about the nature of reality, about the nature of the dreams and dreaming, about your
We all
past.
have something that
I mean, Lauren kind of wanted, because he said, Riv, that your job in this contract is control your dreamers, and what I honestly don't remember what the other thing was. Control the dreamers and something else. And he keeps saying that as though that's just something you can do.
right.
And so I wonder if knowing how you can do that, if that changes anything. But I could also understand if that's not the question that you want to ask.
Where could you find out the information for how to control these things?
Well, so that's actually something that my background can get me.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's
I
right. 'cause
don't
you've
actually
got-
need to
yeah.
ask that.
But would that tell you like the location of the library or center of research that you could find it?
As long as I know what I'm looking for, I can eventually find it. It can take a long time,
Okay,
but
okay.
I will know the places I need to look to get that information.
Got it.
The other reason that I ask about that is because it feels like we're on the back foot with dealing not just with him, but with any potential impending disaster, because we don't understand everything about what's happening, but also what we are capable, or specifically what you are capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not knowing how you are supposed to
Yeah.
do the things you're supposed to be doing, whether you continue to abide by this contract or not, I think is less important than you
so
learning how to do that power.
How do I control the dream? Is that the question?
Yeah. It's in what was the other Lauren just can't remember what he kept saying, control your dreams.
Control the dream, control the dreamers. Both
Oh.
dream and dreamers is what he was
Mhm.
saying.
Okay. That's
Wait,
what
there's dreamers plural?
Us.
I think it's everyone.
I
Everyone
think
in
it's
the
us.
waking world.
There's a difference between a dreamer and the dreamer.
Okay.
There is a distinction.
Hmm.
Well, and Essequa is beginning to think that it might be us, given the thing that he has said, that we are the helpers of the dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
And some entities might be able to control a massive amount of dreamers of people, but I think that it might be us. Like that's just what Essa was
What's
thinking.
leading me to believe it's everyone was early on when we were talking, he referenced the dwarves specifically were messing things up.
Yeah, that they
And
were
so-
the ones breaking through.
Yeah. So they were supposed to be under her control. He was upset with her not controlling what they were doing. So that's where I'm getting that from.
I think either could be true.
Yeah.
And
Either
maybe-
or both.
Or both.
Yes, porque no los dos.
I do think we're special.
How do I lucid dream?
Collect all of the books in one place. Collect all of your attendants to whom those books belong in one place. And simply lay down and fall asleep.
So you are also one of her attendants. Interesting.
Rivulet, we're going to carry over that natural 20. When Dominique says you are also one of her attendants, you do catch just the slightest bit of like,
I mean, here's where Riv is. Riv has already figured out that nightmares and dreams can't exist independently. That they are codependent forces. And so therefore his entire existence is dependent on the dreams existing. And that any power he has is dependent on keeping us alive and powerful.
Attendant insinuates its subservience on some level, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
But just in general,
Yeah.
he can't. I mean, I guess he can keep killing us, but like ultimately, that's not gonna serve the purpose of anything, because by destroying us
Yeah.
on a purely philosophical level,
Yeah.
you have no. It's one of those things that can only exist when there's opposition.
Yeah.
So
once they're all collected in the same place, you can control the entirety of the dream. You can control all of the dreamers if you'd like, or you can simply wake up.
Backtrack. What was the emotion that she was picking up from him?
Right. Kind of a. I guess that's okay. I guess that's technically true, but ugh.
Got it. Sort of a resentful acknowledgement.
Yeah, but
Acceptance.
not. That was only.
Yes. Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah,
I just want to
only
make sure
Rivulet
she
caught
got that
that.
info.
What I love about this is we've got, for those watching at home, talk about Sandman being canon, and this whole scenario in a way parallels that moment in where how can you have hell if you don't have dreams? Because hell doesn't work if the people
without
in
hope.
without hope. And so so one is more powerful than the other because one cannot exist without the other. Like this, we're in that same kind of scenario because dreams don't need nightmares to exist, but nightmares need dreams in order to have something to be opposed to.
Yup.
Well, and nightmares exist within dreams too.
Yeah.
They can't exist independently.
Mm-hmm.
They are a bubble within a
Yeah.
bubble.
All
So-
Not that Fairlos gets any
yeah.
of this.
Dreams
Fairlos
contain
is still
nightmares.
just-
Nightmares don't contain dreams.
Yeah. Yep.
And dreams can encroach on nightmares, and the other way around. Sort of. But yeah, no, this is fun. This is fun.
Not that Fairlos is getting any of that.
Once he
She's gonna-
finishes that, and he finished his answer to the question he said he was going to give you, Dominique asks that question, you catch just the barest hint of, as I said before, the sense of like, yeah, I guess that's technically true, but ugh. And then he's gone.
It's an awful
I just
lot of
kind
information.
of look around.
Only if we believe any of it. He already admitted that he lied at least once during that entire conversation,
Before-
so I am
Before
intent
we
on
continue
taking all of
talking
this with
about
a
him,
grain of
perhaps we
sand.
should leave this realm.
Well,
How do we
Let-
do that?
That was the next question.
Fearless is gonna look back over at where the eyes are looking and go, I don't know if I believe him about needing to get rid of the darkness in this book of mine, but I'm certainly curious about what that's doing there. So at least I would like to see if I can figure out a little bit more before we leave.
I mean, we could always take the book with us, most likely. You were able to interact with it. You can probably be the one to carry it.
Oh, that is gonna be
We also need to
pain.
get back before they take the sub, because they probably have 2 of the other books.
I'll,
They have at least one.
And I would
Yeah.
really rather they not get back to Brussia with them.
you are assuming that if we are in the middle of some kind of dream, this could be happening very fast.
It could, but I would rather not take the risk, and I told them they will not leave until I told them they may, and they seem to think I'm a princess. So, they may take that as a royal order. Or they may
And so
not. But we could come back here, I would imagine.
Perlos,
Yeah.
what do you think is your deepest character?
Oh, I don't like that question.
The sad part about this is I thought of a couple.
It's not sad. That's character development.
Yeah. Character flaw.
That's a clip.
It's she's too interested in stuff that she really should be afraid of. Like this moment right here, she really does believe she needs to learn more about whatever this monster in the book is. Like, but there is part of her that just needs to know more about the monster in the book. This is a creature she has not encountered before. And so in the stubbornness that is sometimes her good part is often the bad part, in where she doesn't want to step away from something she should probably run away from.
This entity in the darkness, the longer you spend here, especially without the nightmare nearby, you start to realize that it's deeply connected to you. This is sort of a physical embodiment of your deepest fears and flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, so I think I think you can all see that she's mulling over a bunch of different things. And part of it is she's very comfortable with the idea that she's got flaws and that she has nightmares. Like none of that phases her. She can be very assured in herself and everything, but the idea that she never thought she was perfect, and she definitely thinks that she's made lots of mistakes. But I think the idea of like banishing this, whatever this is, from this book that is supposed to be tied to her, and I'll actually just say this out loud. Everyone's gonna have nightmares, problems, flaws. You can only fight against them. You can't ever really get rid of them. I'm willing to fight against this thing. But do we really need to?
Those eyes, and the void starts to dissipate, and the stars behind it start to shine through.
Oh, apparently he got scared of the idea.
A healthy sense of self? Yeah, of course.
That is terrifying.
What's that like?
I don't know. That's why I play that in a game so that I can feel that in reality in some way by pretending to be it.
Carlos, you know for sure this is your book. This is you in the insides of you. You can escape anytime you want to. You just gotta take a step off the edge.
And I can take these folks with me.
If they want to go, it's just a matter of a leap of faith.
All right. Well, if there's nothing more that we need to do here, I'm not looking forward to hauling this giant tome around, but I guess if that's what we need to do, and I'll hold out a hand to Riv, and then another hand towards kind of both Essequa and Dominique.
I acknowledge that you
Say-
don't have free hands.
I was gonna say Dominique puts her hand on your shoulder.
All right.
On 3 or on go?
How about we just go, and I will walk off the edge and just take a little jump like I'm jumping into a pool.
Find yourself back here in front of the book. Dominique, you catch a sending spell as you rematerialize.
Okay.
So, I don't know who you really are, but I just talked to the actual princess. I'll find you one day, but she's ordered me back to Brescia. Have fun.
My book.
Don't worry about finding me. I'll find you. Have fun.
I think we'll end our session there.
I do actually have one weird other question.
Gotcha.
Is the flump still here?
Yes.
And can I tell from their demeanor how long it might have been that we were in the book?
He is not where you guys left him. He has now not mounted. He is alighted up here on top of this angel statue. And
Okay.
he is, as you guys teleport in, he is holding his revolver towards the door. Not like actively, like he thinks somebody's about to come in, but just kind of ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
where he is currently.
I want to point one thing out before we go,
Mhm.
which is we did not even need to know where the book was being held for him, because we now know you can travel between the books if the gateway is open. But we now know that there is a citadel of nightmares, and that gives us something we can.
The reason I asked, I was so pushing to get his, is because he said the book you want to travel into has to be opened at least once.
Right, but his has to be open because he's already traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think I may be misunderstanding this, but hers was the open book, so we were able to travel into it.
But
Sure.
his has to be open because he's traveling within it from his to hers.
Is that how that
Mhm.
works?
That is absolutely how it would work.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, at least we know where to go to get it for the final.
And like, had we like had we realized that like in the moment and be able to play him a little bit more, and we knew a
Yeah.
little bit more about these books, we just could have gone.
Yeah.
At
It's
that
true, and I
moment,
thought
his book
about
is
that,
definitely
but-
open. Yeah.
I thought about that, but we're not prepared to go
No.
take the City of Nightmares yet. So it
No,
wasn't
we're not
worth,
at all.
No.
but we
It's
know his
fine.
door is open.
We're
so-
gonna hang out.
Currently,
we're gonna
in that
chat,
moment, it
and
was open. You can close
I'll
these
bring you
books.
guys along.
Okay. So it's not that once the door is open.
Yeah, it's not permanently open once it's open. No, it's
Okay.
It's got to be opened whilst you're doing the traveling.
So we'd have to find a way to get him back
And-
to us. Okay.
We can do this the next time we get together, but he said it's got to be opened and it's got to be opened, which I assume is because we opened the physical book and then there was the riddle.
The door
Yeah, and then-
inside it.
Right.
And then
And the door within the door.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. So there's two ways
There's
to
levels.
open it.
It's a stinky onion with many layers.
Well,
I think the last thing is Fairlos just closes the book.
that's a good idea.
Do you want to close the door inside the book first?
That's a good question. Is that what
She'd
you want to do?
She'd go through.
It is
whatever she
physically.
needs to.
It is physically like you can literally reach in and drag the doors shut.
That's cool. I want my
Oh, yeah.
book.
I
She'll-
just,
Je
she'll
veux
close-
mon
Oh,
livre.
I really want these books made. They're
I-
so cool.
I'm
God,
really
that book is
concerned that they have two of the
It is
books,
massive. That is a
potentially.
5-foot wide book. To be fair.
Ah.
Okay, so
No, yeah.
let's go over her
Yeah.
credits. Cartography by Shane Peku. Cartography by Shane Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Custom tokens by Shane Peku Tokens. Overlays by Brian Podell of Exploding Dice. Custom world map by Freckled Sketches. Moderators, Philip and Strike Red Kite. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to remind you before we get to you, I know we're going to go around the table, but Espa, you said last time you wanted to not forget about is it ethical to keep your best friend as a pet if they're a werewolf and
Yeah.
other such quandaries thing?
That's basically it. If you're coming to PAX Friday night, I think it's 7 p.m., is it ethical to keep your best friend as a pet if they're a werewolf and other such moral quandaries? Come listen to us debate fantasy ethics. It's going to be a good time. Lauren's on the panel with me.
I
That's
am.
all.
and it-
That's all I'm doing. So then you can play hide and seek with me for the rest of the convention because I'll be everywhere.
Do you
and
know
I just
if they're
double checked it. It's
streaming?
Saturday.
Saturday. Thank you.
Sorry. Do you know if they're streaming that by chance?
That one, I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody might record it like on their phone or whatever, but it's not in one of the streaming places. Any of that.
Okay.
It's
got it.
just a regular panel.
Yeah,
would
it's in
love to see
Crab
that.
God Theater, Saturday, December 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Which I'm
Eastern.
doing that like it's Eastern here, but it's not.
Over there where it's Eastern.
Does anybody else have anything else they want to plug?
Well, since Latia was so amazing, so I am on that panel, and then the reason I had the moment of wait a second was because I do have a panel Friday night. Date or do battle.
Yes,
is-
that one's going to be so good.
It's not a panel. We are actually playing a game, and where we're going to be pairing off and speed dating. And if it's not working out, we press a buzzer. We're going to do battle, and I'm going
That's
to be
awesome.
there. We just did our session 0 this morning, so it's fresh in my mind. I'm going to be playing my character from the Friday game that I've been playing, which is Shadows over Baldur's Gate. I'm playing a blue dragonborn ranger who is a fey creature who doesn't remember most of her life and is okay with that because it means everything is fun and new. And she is just amazing and is so excited. And then also will just kill people if she needs. So you can come see that at 9 p.m. Eastern at the Kelpie Theater on Friday, December 6th. And then the final one that I am privileged to be on is the Fallacy of the TTRPG Family, which is Saturday, December 7th in the Mothman Theater at 11:30 a.m. local time with a bunch of awesome people. That is the serious panel of the 3, and where we're literally going to talk about how dangerous it can be to think that all of the people that you hang out with in social media, especially in TTRPGs, are really a family. And ways to combat that and do it in a healthy way. There, I am done.
I have one thing. Got the dice tower lamp. I'm so happy. I got
It's
it.
so
It's by
important.
Works of Whimsy,
Yes, Works
who's
of
an
Whimsy
amazing
Studios.
independent artist.
And they are
and
a small
studio.
business.
Yeah.
And that's the glow cloud above it. All hail the glow cloud.
All hail.
But
yeah.
this thing is absolutely amazing, and the lights in it can be programmed to do different things. So no matter what kind of decor you have, you can program it to go with it. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Work of Whimsy. I recently linked them on my Blue Sky, so definitely check them out. They're amazing. And they have all sorts of smaller ones and other stuff. So yeah, go check them out. Small business. Woohoo!
Right before we
and-
go. Oh,
oh.
go ahead. No, you go.
I have a big announcement coming soon. So please stay tuned. I was hoping to have it before we finished for the year, but I don't have it ready to go yet. But please keep an eye on my socials, and then I will point people to other things when it's ready to go. But it's really, really exciting. It's something that's really, really special to me, and yeah, please keep an eye out for that.
What's your Blue Sky again?
It's dreamwisp.bski.social. Bski.
So
If y'all, by the
schedule.
way, if y'all have your own domain, you can have Blue Sky switch your to your domain name.
Like Latia did.
Yeah, I did too.
Schedule wise, in December, the 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th will all be reruns. Pretty sure. We may slip in a bonus action, but I doubt it. And our next game will be on the 5th. Esco asked a good question. Are we rating anyone before we go off the air?
We definitely can. Let's see.
Yeah. The people that I normally recommend, which are the lovely people over at Dungeon Scrawlers, they finished playing Return to the Oberdin, and so I don't think they're on right now. So I do not have a recommendation. But hey, if you go to their YouTube, you can see them play through all of Oberdin.
I do have a recommendation. Sam DeLev is currently online playing Strange Horticulture, which is one of my favorite plant-themed games.
And they are awesome.
They are awesome.
Well, let's make that happen.
Spell DeLev for me. I can't remember.
DELEVE.
EVE.
Yes. And then their Twitch handle is Delevely. DELEVELY.
All right.
Okay. I just
And
want to
I don't have
sure
an
I got the
outro.
spelling right before I do this.
So don't die.
And happy holidays.
And happy holidays.
Happy December. Bye.
Happy
It's
December.
gonna take a minute, y'all, because there's a
That's
countdown.
That's okay. We'll vamp.
Well, there's credits that have to happen too.
Yeah, I was
Right.
thinking.
Okay,
That's what I
credits.
figured we would go to credits.
Ah.
Peace.